I'm LTV's Munnings. Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, find out why 2 police officers were arraigned in the magistrate's court today for a matter that happened in 2013.
The police, officials from Environmental Health and the Ministry of Works, teaming up to clean up communities nationwide. I'm Carla Palmer. I'll have this story coming up in the Bahamas tonight.
And a bumpy ride for passengers on board the Bohangi. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
2 police officers facing a serious charge before the courts today. Good evening, everyone. I'm Charisma Robinson. I'm Kishla Adderley. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, the officers appeared in the magistrate's court this morning on charges from an incident which happened on this date 3 years ago. Our Altavi's Munnings has details of the arraignment.
34-year-old police constable Carl Smith of Pinewood Gardens in the blue shirt and 28-year-old police constable Akil Smith of South Beach, dressed in the beige suit, were charged with manslaughter in the Magistrates Court Number 9 Tuesday for the 2013 death of Aaron Roll. It was back on February 6, 2013, when then 20-year-old Roll was reportedly picked up in good health by officers from his Ross Corner home. And on February 9th of that same year, he was found dead at the Southern Police Station on Kwaku Street. His death was listed as a ruptured small intestine caused by blunt force trauma to the torso. A Supreme Court judge quashed the unlawful homicide verdict of a coroner's court last year August in this matter. The findings of the coroner's inquest was that Roll's death was an unlawful homicide, with the conclusion that the police constables were responsible for the death. That was back in May 2013. Fast forward to 2016, and Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt read the charges to the officers, stating that the case will proceed with a voluntary bill of indictment. Attorney for both officers, Wayne Monroe QC, noted the age of this case, pointing out that the serving officers have not left the jurisdiction for 3 years. He also referenced that the matter was subjected to a coroner's inquest. Chief Magistrate Ferguson Pratt also regarded the age of the case, noting that the officers currently serve on the Royal Bahamas Police Force. With no objection from Prosecutor Clifford Daxon, the constables were each granted $18,000 bail. The matter has been adjourned to March 23rd. Altavi's Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Ex-police officer Edmund Lewis Jr. returned to Magistrates Court Number 8 this morning for the court to decide when his trial will begin. His charges stem from a number of amateur sex videos featuring Lewis having sex with multiple partners last year. Lewis has pleaded not guilty to the charges and is on bail. Today's matter was adjourned to this Monday, February 15th. Passengers heading to Nassau from Harbor Island on the Bahamas ferries late last evening were in for quite a bumpy ride as their captain encountered bad weather just after departure. While they're grateful for life and safety, they want the company to answer some questions.
Social media was flooded with voice notes from passengers and relatives of those who were on the Bahamas ferries on what some have called a dangerous journey from Harbor Island to Nassau on Monday night.
This is a clarion call for prayer. Please pray for us on the Bohangi.
And upon hearing those calls, ZNS News headed to Potter's Dock for the arrival of that vessel. When we got there, we met medical personnel from Doctors Hospital on hand, as we were told that 7 people were injured. The vessel was scheduled to come in after 6, but about an hour later, the damaged boat docked with visibly shaken passengers. One man was taken by stretcher to an ambulance, and staff from Bahamas Ferries could be seen on board, assessing the damage and ensuring the passengers were fine. We talked to Kenny Strawn about the frightening ordeal.
We were coming from Harbor Island. We were experiencing some rough seas near the Devil Backbone, and the seas was the wave was kind of high, up to 10 to 20 feet. And as we hit the reef area, the captain was well in control. He put the boat bow to face the wave, but it was so big when the boat bow dipped, the next wave come, and then break the glass, and the water just come in on the passenger, knock some down, it knocked me down, and I head to the back. And apparently a lot of water came in, but some people got cut with glass, through the glass break, and most of all, the captain handled it very, very, very well, and the crew. They did an excellent, great job.
We also talked to passenger Cheryl Lang, who said she was grateful to have reached her destination alive and in good health.
The water around the Devil's Backbone was just really rough. I don't know if it was anticipated that it was as bad as that. But all I know was the boat just went up once, and the second time, glass and water. And everything just came crashing in through the boat. People are injured. They took us out and sent us all up to the top cabin. So that's where everyone was trying to. We had some medical people on board, thanks be to God. And they were able to administer first aid to those that were badly injured and cut.
On Tuesday morning, we found crews repairing the vessel. A release issued by the company indicates that the boat was struck by a rogue wave which hit the bow, knocking out the windows of the lower passenger cabin. While there, we also found a number of passengers at fast ferries, including a tourist who was visiting with his family from Asia, and Cheryl Lang, who came looking for answers from the company.
So, my baby and my wife feel very scary.
But that's an experience I never ever want to go through again. My thought now is that why didn't the boat turn around and go back? I just want to say to all those persons again that prayed, that God might call for prayer. I want to say thank you all so much for praying for us. Your prayers were answered and God brought us here safely. And I want to thank you all again. I thank you all so much, and I thank God.
Currently, the vessel is docked safely at Potter's Cay in Nassau Harbor. The company maintains that its primary focus remains the maintenance of a high level of service with passenger safety as a priority. And for the passengers, it's an experience they will never forget. C.S. Scatterly, ZNS Network News.
Thanks so much, Siaska. Authorities on a mission today to bring law and order to a sector of our society that has proved problematic for some time. Today, they hit the streets cracking down on bush mechanics. Carla Palmer went along.
From Pinewood Gardens in the south and thousands of miles in between to the southwestern district of Adelaide Village, police with their environmental partners in tow took to the streets on a mission. While this latest initiative by the government is to promote a clean and safe environment nationwide, urban renewal teams say their actions through this exercise is also a demonstration of their commitment to enforce the laws.
Go into those areas where there are abandoned vehicles, roadside garages where persons are operating illegally, and they're creating what we consider to be a problem in the community. Exposure to the environment through the oils and other substances that are leaking into our environment.
Assistant Superintendent of Police Virgil Sinatus is the officer in charge of urban renewal in Pinewood Gardens. He says repeated warnings and citations have fallen on deaf ears and that the police were forced to take action.
Some of the notices have been served on persons for more than a year, and we are targeting them today, that we're going to shut them down. Those garages and also the unsightly vehicles that are in the community are making the communities look terrible. It's bringing the value of the community down, and many residents have complained to us about it. And this is why we're taking this step today.
In addition to the unsightly roadside garages, Health Inspector Miriam Coakley also pointed to the unsanitary conditions.
Automatically, when they don't get them fixed, they leave them right there. Then on top of that, they're throwing the oil on the ground that's seeping into the water table to cause contamination to the water. And then there is also a problem where they have a lot of garbage, accumulation of garbage that is breeding mosquitoes.
In one case, when police returned to a site off Carmichael Road, the homeowner, in spite of numerous warnings, had not only added a reported 20 cars to his garage, but was occupying a vacant lot next door without permission. ASP Kenrid Neely responded to the action.
He have no regard for law and order, no respect for his neighbors, his fellow men who live near to him. So today we're making a bold step to show him that he can't just disrespect the law, have no regard for law in these communities.
Police say it's an uncaring attitude like this homeowner why prosecution is necessary.
To probably deal with these persons, especially the ones who have no disregard for the notices that they would have received, the environmental court is necessary that we can deal with these persons in a bulk. And I know one has been suspended, and there were talks about opening a court before. So we're only waiting for that to be actually instituted, and we can be more than happy to get these people into.
So an environmental court does not exist then?
Not to my knowledge right now. An environmental court just for the environment itself. That is something that we desperately need right now.
This cleanup initiative is expected to take place nationwide. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Well, still to come tonight, the Urban Renewal Band making a difference in the lives of inner city youth.
And another big night for Buddy Hield. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight.